Live from WTVO 17 and your home team, Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
The Oregon mother accused of suffocating her son to death maintains her innocence. We've got the latest details on Sarah Safranic's day in court.
We don't look like a progressive community when we don't have the tools to fight blame like this.
A historic downtown Rockford building is damaged in a windstorm. Concerned citizens say it could be the nail in the coffin for what they call an overall neglected building.
It was a battle we were supposed to lose, and we won.
The state line celebrates Cinco de Mayo. Local restaurant owners reflect on the meaning of the Mexican tradition and their own victory in the battle against COVID. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy. Eric is off tonight. The Ogle County mom accused of killing her own son enters a plea in court.
At this time, Ms. Isley, prepare to enter a plea.
Judge, not guilty, jury demand.
All right, show a plea of not guilty, jury demand. Appear. That trial could proceed without.
Sarah Safranic appeared in an Oregon courtroom today. She spoke only once, saying she understood the charges. The 34-year-old's charged with first-degree murder and aggravated battery of a child. In February, prosecutors say Safranic suffocated 7-year-old Nathaniel Burton inside their Oregon home. If convicted, she faces up to 60 years in prison. Safranic is due back in court June 9th. An Ogle County grand jury indicts a Stillman Valley man on child pornography charges. Illinois State Police and the Attorney General's High-Tech Crime Bureau were involved in the investigation. They say 27-year-old Joshua Lake shared illegal images of children in 2018. Lake faces 30 years in prison if convicted. The state of Illinois is overhauling its 911 system. The improvements are supposed to shorten response times while also giving police more information when getting a call. Most of the improvements are already made in some parts of the state. The new system allows 911 operators to pinpoint the location of a call within 15 feet of where it's made. Currently, cell phone towers are used to triangulate where a signal's coming from. That only provides a location within 120 feet of the call. The new system will allow people to text and send videos to 911 operators.
Picture, it's going to be great because everything we've had to do so far to upgrade our shop, this project has made us improve here locally. And we've got a list of projects that we've recently completed and that we're continuing to go through to get ready for this huge change.
Illinois is partnering with AT&T to complete the project. It's expected to cost an estimated $109 million. There's a new state trooper in town, but he's not exactly new in town. Trooper Ryan Wagner was born and raised in Rockford. Now he's returning to protect and serve the community. Michelle Ravek caught up with the first responder, and he tells you he's excited for what's ahead.
That's right. I caught up with Illinois State Police District 16's newest recruit, who tells me for him it's an honor to serve the people in his hometown.
So I'm actually from the Rockford area, born and raised. I haven't left, which, it's been a good thing. I'm excited to serve my community here, so it's definitely good to be home.
Meet Ryan Wagner.
1649 motorist assist at Pecatonica and US 20.
Wagner just completed his first week of field training for Illinois State Police District 16.
As far as my first week on the job, it's gone really well. I have a great FTO supervisor that's, been helping me out, showing me around the area.
The Auburn High School alum is no stranger to serving the community and says choosing his hometown to do it was a no-brainer.
I'm going on my 7th year in the Army National Guard here in Freeport. As a military police officer, it's kind of funny that, I went from military police officer to civilian, state police. That necessarily wasn't my intention, but I'm glad it fell in that way.
Wagner says the training helped him gain an appreciation for his fellow troopers.
It's a job that isn't meant for everyone, and it takes a special kind of person to do it. And you see a lot of stuff and you deal with a lot of stuff, and to be able to move forward and comprehend everything in a different way, it gives you a great appreciation for the people that actually really do this job.
And he's eager for what's ahead.
Obviously graduate, from my probationary period and be on the road by myself and, effectively do the job to the best of my capabilities. So as far as my long-term goals, I want to get good at what I love doing.
So field training takes about 14 weeks. So Wagner says if everything goes smoothly, he'll be hitting the roads on his own by the end of August. Mimi.
All right, thanks, Michelle. A group of concerned citizens demand action from the court system. Members of the River District Association say the Elks Club building on West Jefferson Street is dangerous. Last week's windstorm pulled up a large section of the roof. The group worries debris will fall and hurt someone. Argyle Properties owns that building and says no one's alerted them to any damage and they weren't made aware there were problems with the roof. But the River District accuses the owners of contributing to blight downtown.
We as the taxpayers are the ones that are responsible. And if we allow this continued neglect to go on, we're going to be responsible for probably the demolition of this building. And we don't want that. We feel that this building is worthy of preservation and revitalization.
The building was purchased for $15,000 a decade ago and is currently on the market for nearly $400,000. Argyle Properties tells us they've tried to make improvements, but COVID is slowing things down. Today is May 5th, or better known as Cinco de Mayo. It's a Mexican tradition filled with lots of authentic food, drinks, and history. The festivities have even more significance for restaurant owners this year after COVID put a damper on the event in 2020. Ari, they tell you it feels good to welcome guests back.
Very good, Mimi. For many places, Cinco de Mayo provides an opportunity to help local restaurants get back on track after being shut down for months.
Today's exciting being Cinco de Mayo. I mean, last year for Cinco, it was a curbside-only event, so we haven't really had a full restaurant of guests for Cinco since 2019.
Tacos, chips, and salsa, and margaritas. Last year, while many people celebrated Cinco de Mayo at their home, Lucha Cantina's Joshua Binning says he's happy customers are allowed to sit inside this year.
We're very excited. Our reservation book for tonight is very full, which is fantastic. We still have some room for walk-ins, which is great, and then we've got lunchtime as well.
Cinco de Mayo is the anniversary of the Battle of Puebla in 1862. General Manager of Fiesta Tequila Luis Perez is originally from Puebla and tells me how this holiday hits home for him.
This is a really special holiday for me because most of my family live there. They do celebrate it. Since I'm from there, I know people whose grandpas were actually in the battle. So it is a really important holiday.
While curbside pickup is still available, both owners encourage customers to dine in for an incredible Cinco de Mayo dining experience.
You're gonna like the restaurant, you're gonna love everything about here. I'll make sure everything comes out perfect. And we can also share some of the story that we know about Mexico, about the bottle, and about everything.
When I was getting ready for bed last night, I told my wife, you know what, I wish I could just fast forward to tomorrow. I just wanted to get here and have this happen because as much as today's a long day for us, this is what we do. We love days like this, and we're happy we're gonna have so many guests here to enjoy it with us today.
While reservations are filling up fast and capacity is still limited due to COVID restrictions, walk-ins are accepted at both restaurants. Mimi?
All right, thanks, Ari. A State Line summer tradition kicks off for the season. Edgebrook Shopping Center in Rockford started its weekly farmers market today. Shoppers can pick up fresh produce, flowers, cheeses, jams, baked goods, and other items. Vendors come from around the Midwest. Lundberg Produce is one of the merchants involved. They sell vegetables, jams, and other canned goods. The co-owner tells us he ran out of asparagus in the first half hour, and he's happy to be face-to-face with customers once again.
It's just gorgeous. I mean, it couldn't be a more perfect day for our first time being here at the Edgebrook Shopping Center, being part of this Edgebrook Farmers Market. We're excited. This is the first year we've been here.
The farmers market runs Wednesdays from 9 in the morning till 1 in the afternoon through late October. It's been months since the world has heard from former President Donald Trump on social media. After the break, one platform votes on the future of his digital footprint. The few, the proud, a pair of State Line women make history as they join the next generation of Marines. They discuss the journey so far tonight at 6.
Temperatures for us actually managed to make it up to 65 degrees today, spot on that forecast high. While we had sunshine, it is fading away to a little more cloud cover, and eventually a few showers will come through, timing those out for you in the first one forecast a little later.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team with Eric Wilson, Mimi Murphy, Sports Director Scott Leber, and Chief Meteorologist Candice King.
Former President Donald Trump still won't be posting to Facebook anytime soon. The social network's oversight board upheld the company's bans, but it ordered Facebook to clarify how long those bans would last. Facebook must revise its policies and review the decision in another 6 months. Trump called the decision a total disgrace. The former president was banned from Facebook and Instagram after the riot on Capitol Hill January 6th. Some have accused the social media platform of censorship. Ahead of Facebook's decision, the former president launched his own platform Tuesday. It's called From the Desk of Donald J. Trump. The new website allows him to speak to followers exactly as he wants after months of being banned from some sites like Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Followers can share Trump's post to Twitter and Facebook, but cannot reply or engage with the posts. The site is at donaldjtrump.com/desk and is run by former campaign manager Brad Parscale. In consumer news, Peloton's recalling all of its treadmills less than a month after insisting they were not dangerous. About 125,000 of its Tread and Tread Plus treadmills are involved. The products have been linked to at least 70 injuries and the death of a 6-year-old child. The Consumer Product Safety Commission issued a warning last month saying people with kids and pets should stop using the Tread Plus immediately. There have been reports of dozens of people, animals, and objects being pulled under the treadmill and becoming trapped. Peloton initially refused to recall the product in April. They're now offering full refunds. It was a calm and comfortable day in the state line as temperatures made their way into the 60s. But Candice says we could see some action heading into the overnight hours. Her forecast is coming up next.
Your first warned weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Candice King.
After a little bit of a cool start this morning, it's turned out to be an absolutely gorgeous afternoon. Temperatures today climbing into the low to mid 60s. We had plenty of sunshine, just some fair weather cumulus clouds popping up here for today. But you may notice the cloud cover thickening up just a bit in a couple of spots, like on our Mercial SkyTrack camera out here in Freeport at the Park Hills Golf Course. Little more cloud cover streaming in from the west, thanks to a storm system that is back to our west that'll move closer to us later tonight and during the morning tomorrow. We're at 62 degrees in Rockford, 59 in Freeport, 60 in Monroe, and 63 our current temperature in Dixon. Our weather watcher numbers here. Ken in Belvedere checking in at 61. Mike just north of Forston also at 61. And Bob here the last hour in Rockford checking in at 63 degrees. Comfortable evening out there. A little bit of a breeze coming in from the north and northwest. We are going to stay dry for the next several hours. Really won't see that chance for rain increase until we get late tonight, after midnight and more towards the morning hours. Area of low pressure pulling out of southeast South Dakota, responsible for some stronger thunderstorms working through parts of Nebraska. You see one lone severe thunderstorm warning just southwest of Omaha. A couple of showers then to the east of that, but still some dry air. So not really seeing a whole lot of that reach the ground. And there is a bit of dry air that still needs to be overcome before we start to see some of that actually reach the surface. So that means that the incoming rain isn't really going to be much. Notice the cloud cover that increases here. We're dry through about midnight, and really we stay dry through likely about 3-4 o'clock tomorrow morning. By the time the sun comes up tomorrow, there are going to be some lighter showers that'll be coming down. These will last through mid-morning. We'll actually start to see things clear out then and at least turn a partly cloudy sky for tomorrow afternoon. A little instability might pop an isolated shower tomorrow afternoon, but not everybody is going to see that. Another weak cool front coming in Thursday night brings in some cloud cover early Friday. Might get a quick light sprinkle, light shower from that, and then we dry out. Temperatures will climb into the low 60s for Friday afternoon. We need a little bit more rain. We're doing okay now for the month of April, but we go back to March and January and we are still pretty dry. Nothing more, I don't think, than a 1/4 of an inch unless we get a heavier rain shower to come through. But notice kind of ranging really from a few hundredths of an inch of rain up to maybe a 1/4 of an inch up to 3/10 of an inch. Now, if we look at our latest drought monitor, the newest one will be issued tomorrow. We still see those drier than normal conditions here across much of northern Illinois, and moderate drought conditions still persistent across southern Wisconsin. And as I mentioned, the rain we had on Monday helping out a little bit, but when we look at soil moisture, this is an anomaly. So how far above or below we are for our daily soil moisture. And you can see really kind of the bullseye here, the red and the orange over Iowa and then over northeast Illinois and even extending into northern Illinois. And when we look at the percentile of this within in the 10% range of dry conditions across northeast Illinois. So we are still fairly dry, and of course we do need that rain. Unfortunately, while we've got a few rain showers, nothing that looks too significant over the next couple of days. So 45, that's where we end up tonight. 60 for tomorrow afternoon. It'll feel a little cooler out there too, but we should manage a bit more sunshine for the afternoon. 63 degrees on Friday. Watch Friday night. Could see some patchy frost with that. Showers, at least the steadier rain, Mimi, may actually bypass us south over the weekend. And then we've got a couple of nights next week where we could see those temperatures fall back into the 30s.
All right, thanks, Candice. Scott's in next to talk sports. He says key injuries aren't the biggest threat to the White Sox reaching their goals this season. And Aaron Rodgers sees some similarities between his situation in Green Bay and what ultimately happened with Michael Jordan and the Bulls.
Now, the Napleton Sports Desk with Sports Director Scott Leber.
Now, the White Sox have a bigger problem than the injuries to Luis Robert and Eloy Jimenez. It's the guy running the show in the dugout, Tony La Russa. I don't know anybody who thought the decision to hire La Russa at this stage of his life was a good idea. No one except Jerry Reinsdorf. And barely over a month into the season, everyone but Reinsdorf is proving to be right. La Russa's not the manager he once was, and he's not the right fit for this team. There have been reports that the players are becoming increasingly frustrated with La Russa. They've questioned several of his decisions. And today, in a 1-0 10-inning loss in Cincinnati, La Russa botched a decision in the top of the 10th when he had his pitcher, Liam Hendriks, take second base as the automatic runner at the start of the inning. La Russa admitted after the game he wasn't aware of the National League rule that allowed teams to use a different runner to start off the inning at second base rather than the pitcher. La Russa thought he had to use Hendriks because Hendriks was the final out the previous inning. That's the American League rule that's used in American League ballparks. It's only May 5th. La Russa has plenty of time to prove Jerry Reinsdorf right, but I'm not banking on it. And more importantly, it's not good if the players don't have faith in their manager. Let's keep our eyes on this. Well, there's another layer added on to the Aaron Rodgers soap opera today. A report that has Rodgers calling GM Brian Gutekunst the Jerry Krause of the Packers. Krause is blamed for breaking up the Bulls dynasty, so Rodgers believes Gutekunst is to blame for the potential breakup of Rodgers and the Packers. The difference is Gutekunst doesn't want Rodgers to leave the Packers, not yet. But Gutekunst does deserve some blame for not handling this situation better and not showing more respect for Rodgers and his feelings. A little of that respect could have gone a long way. Also, Brett Favre has come out and said he's not optimistic that Rodgers will play for the Packers again. Favre said on his podcast he doesn't think Rodgers will budge from his demand that Gutekunst needs to go. Favre predicts that if Rodgers is not traded, Rodgers will sit out the upcoming season or retire. And a third layer to the soap opera that's come out is the Packers believe some other NFL teams, most likely the 49ers and the Broncos, tampered with Rodgers by contacting his people to see if Rodgers would be willing to join their organizations in a trade. This was all before the draft. There will be no shortage of Aaron Rodgers news to come the next several weeks. Maybe someone could turn it into a reality show. Or in 20 years, a documentary will be made about this, and it'll be called The Last Dance in Green Bay. That's my take. We'll be right back.
First Warn Interactive Radar brought to us by Rockford Auto Glass and more. Cloud cover will thicken up tonight, so look for a couple of light showers late tonight and early tomorrow.
Thanks, Candice, and thanks for watching. We'll see you at 6.